my world was completely rocked. I was diagnosed with clinical depression and anxiety. It was absolutely debilitating. I mourned the loss of my former self.
Growing up as one of 8 children in a family of new immigrants from the Philippines, I never had anything handed to me.
Working in the corporate world in a male-dominated industry, I began to recognize pretty quickly that there was a wage gap. I also saw men consistently being promoted over women who are equally or more qualified.
My parents always instilled in me to work hard. That's why during university throughout the summers, I had to earn enough money to pay for my own tuition and textbooks.
Being a young single mom at the time to a son with autism, I was told he was never going to succeed. Those were the same comments that were made to me.
I began working in marketing within the tech industry in 2010, and I remember looking around the room at tech conferences and events, and often seeing that less than 20% of attendees were women.
In my early 20s, all odds seemed against me. I was new to Canada, and immigration only allowed me to work as a nanny. But who would hire a single mom nanny with a baby?
It can be tough to stand out when you are working in a saturated industry. I might be young, but I am not naive. When I set goals, I will do whatever it takes to achieve them.
Starting a family at a young age was not the norm when I had my first baby. It was a huge adjustment for both myself and my husband. And although it wasn't planned, it turned out to be the best thing that ever happened to me.
I was told on national television by an individual who is somewhat famous that I was a drug addict and that I was treating my business, as a drug. And because it wasn't meeting a level of success in a time frame that he expected, that I should just give up and shut off the lights.
I am a full-time working mother of 3 beautiful young daughters, trying to keep it all together, and every day is a struggle, but I have persevered.
Inspired by my parents, I persevered by taking on more responsibilities at a very young age and worked hard my entire life to achieve where I'm at. I'm self-taught in my field, continuously evolving as a manager to a great group of women and working towards my goal of personal success.
I persevered when I found my voice, and I learned how to stand up for myself and ask for what I wanted. I learned to value myself and my contributions, and to this day I encourage other women to do the same. To have those open discussions, to find their voices, and to be proud of all of their accomplishments.
I would work all through the summer, sometimes 2 jobs, saving all my money, and that's how I persevered.
We persevered through the challenges and will constantly advocate for each other because the strength and love of family has the power to overcome any adversity.
I persevered by attending events focused specifically on promoting women's careers in technology, and I volunteered to support the launch of a nonprofit society with this same objective. I found community, and through my network and career, I've been inspired by many incredible and successful women.
I persevered by being persistent. I didn't give up. I was driven by my passion to succeed. I stayed positive and strong. And I ended up moving across Canada as I was hired by a family here in BC. Those persisting qualities stayed with me and brought me to where I am today.
I've persevered through many challenges. I constantly work hard to be able to pursue my passion as my profession.
I persevered through the looks and the aren't you too youngs by staying focused on what worked for me as a woman and what worked for us as a family, and by not caring about what anybody else thought. So 16 years and 2 more kids later, we are still going strong, and I wouldn't change any of it for the world.
Mistakes happen to everybody, and in business, it's just something you have to get used to. I don't believe that mistakes equal failure. And I also don't believe that failure is something that just happens. I think it's a choice that you make. If you choose to give up or you choose to not continue, that's failure. I persevered because I made the choice to keep the lights on.